Here we have Apple, the big tech giant also, who has been faced with, the recent court battle with Epic Games. And also, the government, the US government has levied them regarding the antitrust issue. And now there's an internal problem that's arising from people within having complaints about hostile working conditions here, which is, does it have merit? Is this a symptom of a bigger issue here? So let's take a closer look. According to Engadget.com, as mentioned, so Apple faces a probe from the U.S. Labor Board over complaints of hostile working condition, which is obviously, if you're an employee or anyone with the same, normal uh, person, you don't want you want to have a conducive work experience so that you can be productive here, right? Or help the company as a whole. And having not so exciting or conducive working environment doesn't connote or give you the ideal to do your best in a workplace here. And if that's the case, the company does not benefit either way. Take a look at how Activision is dealing with the crisis here, and obviously there are a lot more companies that are in the same boat. But the question is how you deal with it. Do you just push it away, deny it, keep your those employees quiet? But people will keep on speaking out, and eventually, all secrets will come to to the general public here. And as mentioned here, the issue is that current and former employees. So if it were just former employees, you could say that maybe they have a grudge with the company for letting them go for whatever reasons could it be. But both current existing employees who are working in the company and outside, now has it got to do with what the pandemic has been ravaging our society, or is it even before that, regarding stories of harassment, retaliation, even sexism in the company? Obviously, we want equality for men and women here, but the U.S. National Labor Relations Board is looking into the cases that has been filed against Apple here regarding, there are people, voices accusing the company of permitting a hostile work environment, which we don't want to promote here. And obviously, what Apple does here will matter for future employees planning to work in the company here. So here we have a complaint from Miss Ashley Giovic. I hope I'm pronouncing her name properly. Who is a senior engineer programmer. He mentioned that he talked with the company about what's going on regarding unsafe working condition and sexism in the workplace. And what happened to her, she was put in on indefinite paid administrative leave while Apple looked into them. And what's interesting here, she had to file a charge against the employer, obviously Apple here, alleging there were 13 instances of alleged retaliation against her. And this pertains to workplace harassment, reassigning her supervisory responsibilities to colleagues, and give her undesirable tasks. Now, if this were true, this is not looking well for the company. What's your rationale here? Because is it because of superiors flexing their power over, regardless if it's whatever gender it is? And obviously, this is unfair practices, and no one wants that. Even I don't want to be in that situation here. And it's not just her that encountered this. There were other employees by Share Scarlett, who was also in the same situation here. So, obviously, as more people uh, come come to share their stories here, and obviously, as more stories compile, Apple cannot just simply ignore it, or shove it away and as if nothing were happening, like similar how Activision is dealing with this current situation here. Now, for on Apple's side, they mentioned that they stated that they have always been deeply committed to creating and maintaining a positive and inclusive workplace. If that's the case, then why is it that there are issues that's propping out left and right here? Because if there were no issues, it won't be as prominent as what it is happening right now. Now, they go on to say that they take all concerns seriously and we thoroughly investigate whenever a concern is raised. Now, question is, are they covering their ass here by stating what is appropriate for the situation. The question is, are they actually doing something to change the environment so that these things doesn't fester in the long run? Because you're a multi-billion company business here, and you employ a lot of people here, and actually Apple is asking people to go back to their offices here but with the current situation still, people are apprehensive regarding going back to the office because of health safety protocols, safety issues, and whatnot. And why should I risk everything our company is going to spend the necessary cost if I got hospitalized and everything else, right? Anyway, then they go on to say that out of respect for the privacy of any individuals involved, we do not discuss specific employee matters. But then again, if more issues are cropping up left and right, then they have to address this either way, because if this goes to court, people will eventually find out that these things did occur, and what did the company do? What is Mr. Tim Cook doing with regards to this way? Because as the leader of a company, are you just trying to push it away like how other companies are doing, or are you going to face it head on so that everybody benefits here? Since if companies take care of their employees will work even harder to help the company grow and be more successful.